A very good morning, children. How are you? I hope all of you are doing fine and taking good care of yourself. This is your SST teacher Sonia Verma from Springfields Public School. Let us continue with the Civics chapter, which we have already started in the Zoom class. Civics chapter number 1, Democracy. Let us continue. You have already done in your Zoom class that to understand what is democracy, you need to understand the different forms of government so that you are able to compare them. So you have already done dictatorship, monarchy, and democracy. A dictator has complete power. People do not enjoy any freedom. A monarchy, in the monarchy, the king or queen runs the government, and in the democracy, it is the people's rule. People are involved in the formation of government. You have also done direct and indirect democracy in your Zoom class. Direct democracy is where people directly participate in the process of governance. It means people elect the government also and run it also. But in indirect democracy or representative democracy, which is where a large population is there people elect their representatives, and those representatives, they run the government on behalf of the people. So it is an indirect democracy because people don't directly take part in the democracy, in the government. You have also studied about democratic republic. India is a democratic republic. It is a republic because the head of the country, the president, is elected by the people. So it is a republic. And it is a democracy since the government is also elected by the people. So now let us move on to our next topic on page number 7, that is meaning of democracy. Democracy implies the rule of the common people. It is derived from the Greek word demokratia, combining demos, which means common people, and kratos, which means power. So democracy means people's rule. So in a democracy, rulers are elected by the citizens on the basis of universal adult franchise. So what is universal adult franchise? It means that all people who are above the age of 18 years in India, they have the right to vote. Each and every adult citizen has the right to vote. And this is how they elect their government. In ancient countries, in ancient Greece, for example, people, they did not have the right to vote. The women and slaves, they did not have the right to vote. New Zealand became the first nation to grant equal voting rights to all its citizens as early as 1893. So universal adult franchise, it is there nowadays, but it was not there always. In the past it was not there, and people, they did not get voting rights to elect their government. So democracy, it is an ever evolving concept. It is an ever changing concept. It accepts changes and assimilates new meanings as our understanding of equality and human rights grows with time. So as human beings, they keep on changing, they keep on growing. So democracy also, it is such kind of a concept which has kept growing and it will keep on growing. Now let us move on to the next topic, that is people's power. In the words of Abraham Lincoln, democracy is a government of the people. It means it consists of the same people who are who are giving their votes. By the people, it means the government is formed by the same people who are giving their votes. For the people, It means that government it is working for their own welfare, for the welfare of the people. The supreme power lies with the people. There is no authority superior to the people of the country. This power to govern is vested not in any particular class of people but in the community as a whole. It also implies that a democratic government should work for the welfare of the people. A country system of democracy works well only if the people freely participate in its governance. It means that everyone has the right and duty to participate in it directly or indirectly. Directly, those people are participating who have been elected as their representatives, and indirectly, those people are participating who are just giving their votes and choosing those representatives. So, if people are not satisfied with their government, they can remove it in the next elections. People not only elect their government but also control it. So, how do the people control it? The policies of the government reflect the wishes of the people, that is the public opinion. So, whatever the people think, whatever policies they want, whatever they wish for, the government has to fulfill those wishes. Every citizen has a role to play in shaping the destiny of the country. So, each and every citizen is important in a democracy. Elections and public opinion are two important tools of democracy with which people can fulfill this responsibility. Another important feature of democracy is the rule of law. It means that all are equal before the law. Each and every person, whether it is the president, whether it is a rich person or poor person, law applies equally to each and every person. So, every person is equal before the law. The rule of law also provides protection to individuals against social evils such as untouchability, child marriage, sati, and other forms of discrimination. So, who makes laws for us? Unlike in an absolute monarchy or dictatorship where the king or queen or the dictator makes the laws, in a democracy it is the people who make laws for themselves. It may be done directly by the people themselves in a direct democracy, or in an indirect democracy it is done through the representatives. Here you can see on the central level there is the parliament which makes laws for the whole country, which includes Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. And at the state level we have the Vidhan Sabha and the Vidhan Parishad, which is called the state assembly, which makes laws for the states. Democracy is not just a form of government alone, it is also a form of society and a form of economy. In the other words, the value of democracy such as justice, freedom and human dignity should be deeply embedded not only in the political system but also in the social and economic life of the people. The granting of the right to vote is not enough to establish democracy. So, just by giving the right to vote to people, it is not a guarantee of democracy. There should be a democratic society and economic democracy to make it really meaningful. So, now in our concluding part of the chapter, we are going to study about what is democratic society and what is economic democracy, which are necessary to have a complete democracy in a country. Now let us see what is democratic society. When people enjoy the right to vote and to remove their rulers, it is political democracy, which is done by voting. But the social life of the people can still be filled with various forms of injustice. Thus, a democratic government becomes meaningful only if the society is democratic. In other words, there should be no discrimination of any kind in a democratic society. Evils like caste system and untouchability spoil the democratic structure of the society. All men and women should be treated equally. No one should enjoy more privileges on the basis of religion, caste, race, or place of birth. The caste system that existed in India gave rise to untouchability in the past. You must have studied about caste system in previous classes. Although it has now been abolished by our constitution, it has already created a wall between the so-called high caste and low caste. It not only divided our society but also deprived a large section of the people of their basic rights. A democratic society should be able to remove all these social differences. Thus, a truly democratic government is possible only with a democratically organized society. So, the society also has to be democratic if we want to make the country a democracy. Now, let us move on to economic democracy. All people of the society should have equal economic opportunities. All should be free and self reliant in matters of earning their livelihood. Does it mean that all should earn the same amount, or that all should live in the same type of houses, or that qualifications should not be of any importance for getting employment? No. Economic democracy means that each and every person should have equal opportunities to be employed or to set up their own businesses. It also means absence of all exploitation. Equal wages should be given for equal work. There should be fair distribution of wealth in the society. Only then economic justice will be there in the society. Democracy is based on two important principles, liberty and equality. Individual freedom and economic opportunities are necessary conditions for a democracy to be successful. Thus, a democratic government will be meaningful only if its citizens are socially equal. It means there is a democratic society, and economically free. It means there is economic democracy in the society. So that is all with the chapter, children. I'm also sending you the question answers. Do write down those question answers in your SST registers. That is all for today. Stay home, stay safe, take care. Thank you.